And we starting being live. Hey, we live. Hello, hello, my beautiful people. We are back. Hello, hello. We are back on our body, mind, and soul connection circle. It's been a while for me, to be honest. I've been gone, but it's beautiful and it's awesome to be back. Thank you so much for being here with us. If you're watching this live or replay, please say hello. Let us know where you're tuning from. We'll love to connect with you as well. And also, connect with each one of us. We're gonna hear from our beautiful guest today. We have just one person, Linda, so all the attention is gonna be on her. No pressure.
Hello.
Amazing, amazing. We have one more person. We'll see if it's gonna show up as well too. But hello, hello, everyone. Happy Sunday morning, evening, whatever it is for you. As we always jump in here, and it's our pleasure to have beautiful wellness providers from all over the world, people coming in, and we're here to connect. We're here to collaborate and co-create things together. We'd love to hear from you. So we're gonna do a quick round. We're gonna say hello. Where are we tuning from? Your title, and where you tuning from? Your location and your name, and then we'll get to the second round. So we'll start with our guest, Linda.
Hi, my name is Linda Dieffenbach. I am a trauma-informed coach and holistic practitioner, and I'm here from Pennsylvania, right near Philadelphia.
Oh, Philadelphia. Awesome, awesome. I hope it's warm there, or spring
It's
is
nice
there.
out, yeah. Beautiful
Yes,
out today.
awesome, amazing. Michelle, my co-host, Michelle.
Good morning, everybody. It is so great to have you here back on Body, Mind, and Soul Connection. We are missing our third co-host, Lorna Gale, who's visiting Calgary, hosting a course right now. We miss you and love you. Between coordinating these world travelers of ours, it's been so much fun. But I'm here on the west coast of Canada on Vancouver Island, and I call myself the Natural Entrepreneur. I am a digital doula and mission technician. I help people birth their natural online offers and help them craft their tech to support them.
Amazing, amazing. Awesome. Thank you so much. And I'm yours, Adriana DiMarfol. I'm a confidence and communication coach, and I'm tuning from Edmonton, Alberta, Canada, but I'm originally from Romania. And that's why I'm wearing this, because I just came from home and I'm already missing home. So we're gonna do a second round, and our second round we're gonna have Michelle. How many minutes you want to? We can go more
Well,
than
at least 5, and then we're not going to rush it. But before,
yeah.
I'm sorry, I have to say, you guys, we have a special announcement for Adriana. She had an amazing experience. Congratulations!
Yes. It happened 4 years later.
Congratulations.
Thank you, thank you, thank you. Thank you so
No,
much.
sorry, Linda. I just had to highlight that. I'm really excited to
Absolutely.
hear all about you.
We celebrate in our body, mind, and soul. We don't focus on just the health and the wellness of everybody, but we focus on we're a community as a family, and we love to celebrate each other wins and celebrations and all these little things. So thank you so much, Michelle. So we're gonna go to the second round. On the second round, we're gonna go around each one of us, and 5 minutes or more, because we have the time today to not rush it, and we're gonna go a little bit deeper. And I know Michelle already drop our in the comments in the chat the questions. And the questions are, what are your gifts, and who and how you serve? Why do you do what you do? Most importantly, because we all have a deep why, and how you do it, how exactly you do it. You have courses, coaching, one-on-one, or things like that. So we're going to go through this, and so that will give us the opportunity to each one of us, especially to all our beautiful guests, to showcase who they are and their beautiful gifts to our community.
And one of the things that Lorna always pipes up and says, so I'm just going to stand in here, is that how we love to do this connection circle is like weaving a little nest. We love to listen to the last person who spoke and just pick something that resonated with you and weave it in. And then at the end, the last person will go, or the first person will go last again and complete the circle so that we're connecting together, not just in ourselves and our body, mind, and soul, but between each other. So.
Yes.
But we're gonna let Linda go first, because I feel like there's gonna be a lot of good stuff to connect to there.
Yes.
you. Yeah, so my gifts. I'm highly intuitive, a deeply compassionate, heart-centered practitioner. Um, I work within the context of the chakra system primarily, uh, deeply interconnected. My work deeply interconnects with trauma work as well, not as a psychologist, obviously, but in how trauma impacts the body, impacts the energy field, impacts our behaviors, our relationships, all of those things, and work with people on ways to unravel and unwind the harmful impacts that they may have experienced through trauma, toxic conditioning, and other things, and help them to develop a sense of safety in the body and a safe sense of safety in their life, and help them to develop more effective strategies. So when we experience trauma, of course, we unconsciously develop a lot of adaptive survival strategies to help us navigate whatever we're going through. And those strategies stay with us until the time when we're able to resolve the patterns and the impact of the trauma. And then we have an opportunity then to consciously develop and learn new strategies. And so that's a really core part of my work is learning how to show up differently in our lives, show up differently for ourselves, in our relationships, in how we just respond to and navigate the world around us from a lens of wholeness rather than woundedness. And why I do that, in part, I started practicing Reiki. Well, I learned Reiki because I was trying to navigate some of my own childhood trauma wounds that I didn't, were unrecognized, unaddressed. And I had the traditional methods that I had gone to try to get help were just not serving me, and in many cases were re-traumatizing me. And when I discovered Reiki, I was like, I never heard of it, knew nothing about it, but I was all in. Signed up to learn it right away because I felt like there was something in that was going to help me. And so that started me down the rabbit hole. As they say, Reiki's the gateway drug for healers. And it certainly was for me. It started me down the rabbit hole of exploring and learning all sorts of new modalities. And two things that happened that were a big catalyst for me. One, meeting one of my mentors, Elizabeth Frediani, who is a phenomenal practitioner and healer. And she made a huge impact on my own personal healing journey. When I signed up to work with her, I made more progress in 3 sessions working with her. She does a lot of chakra work and energy work. I made more progress in those first 3 sessions, than I had in my entire life. So when she offered to teach this modality that she had created, I was again all in, and learning about the chakras and understanding the rich, deep complexity of them and how they affect us and how they are impacted by our lives was truly transformational for me. And simultaneous to that, I'm a social worker, and I was starting to learn more about trauma and teaching and training and getting really deep into understanding the profound impact of trauma and what it is and how it affects us. And those two pieces coming together for me really transformed my life and brought me to a place where I was able to start making real changes in my life and start healing my wounds. And of course, as a caretaker by nature, all my work has always been in the healing realms in some way. So of course, as I'm learning all of this, I applied it for myself, but I needed to bring it out into the world and to be able to offer that to support other people. And that has just, been where my path has taken to me, essentially.
That is amazing. So do you mind if I ask you a question?
Yeah.
No,
I don't mind.
How do you actually serve your services? Do you do one-to-one sessions? Do you do group sessions? Do you have workshops? How do you actually connect with people, and how can they find you?
All of the above, actually. So I do one-on-one work, both in my office in Chester Springs, Pennsylvania, and I also work virtually, so I can work with anybody around the world. Um, However, I'm not bilingual, so they would have to speak English. That's one deficit on my part, but otherwise, yeah, I work virtually and in person. I do some group work. I do teaching. I have some classes that I do. I'm I train Reiki practitioners. I'm actually doing a trauma-informed energy healing and coaching training program right now that I just started this year. I have a couple courses and classes that I've done on chakras. I have some online courses that people can access. I do group coaching and then I do individual coaching. So yeah, all of that, all of the above.
Maze balls. So we're gonna have to get you like on the live cast, and for those of you watching on replay, even make sure that you connect with Linda. We're gonna make sure that her links to all her courses and her contact information, website, whatever, are in the comments under this broadcast, so that you can get a hold of her. I can feel her energy from here and how supportive she would be. So yeah, we're stoked to do that. Uh, what was sort of one of the pivotal, because we have extra time today. What was sort of one of the triggering decision moments for you? Oh, I'm gonna wait till the Oscar music goes off. Um, what was sort of one of the pivotal triggering moments for you where you knew, yeah, this is what I want to do? I know that you mentioned the piece about how it was the Reiki especially was so uh, pivotal in kind of going like, yeah, this is a solution that would work and that I'd love to deliver. But when did you decide to make that into a business, and maybe what's been your biggest, you know, barrier as a person working online as a wellness provider? Just random questions.
So the decision to bring Reiki and the other work that I do into practice was really through the impact that it had on me. When I first learned Reiki, I mean, it's funny, I knew nothing about it. I'd never heard of it before, and it just kind of popped up in my realm, and I was like, I don't know what this is, but I have to have it. I have to have it. I have to learn it. I have to figure it out. It sounds amazing, and that just went from there. But as I was learning it and working with it, it opened up the possibilities, and I could see how profoundly impactful it could be for people. And like I said, I was a social worker. I've always worked in the healing realms in some way. But that learning about Reiki and the chakras and all of those things showed me that there's a whole other realm that of access into our own consciousness and our own energy that is key to transformation and key to healing. And I wanted to make that accessible, just play a part in helping that. It helped me tremendously. I wanted to give that to others and support others in that way as well.
Awesome. So, and the in delivering it, because we find a lot that we have these gifts and journeys that turn into gifts, and we go to share them, and there are bumps that we didn't anticipate because we're focused on what we want to do and not the business of it. What's been the biggest challenge translating that into getting it out there and actually finding and connecting with people, or managing your time or your balance, or what's been the biggest, sort of as an entrepreneur piece for you?
And I'm a solopreneur, so the whole business is all me. So that part is definitely a big challenge because I'm wearing all of the hats, and when I mostly want to just be wearing like the healer hat, so but the marketing and all of those pieces and accounting and all the things on the back end that you have to do, managing the website and social media content, and it's a lot of little things. It's a lot of little things that all kind of pull attention. So one of the challenges that I find is just holding all of those balls together and keeping them up and still making sure that I have that core primary focus and energy in the healing work itself.
Amazing. Thank you so much for sharing. We're delighted to have you here today, but then also as a resource person in the group, one of the things we like to do here at Body, Mind, and Soul is by featuring folks like you and having events like our micro summits, we're hoping not only and to have the connection circle. So we hope the connection circle will bring in providers like yourself, but then we hope the events bring in people who need your help. So we're hoping to have you here as a resource person as the group grows, and we're just delighted that your experience is shining here. So, Adriana, where do we go from here?
We are going next to you. I apologize. You might see my eyes going everywhere. My laptop, I think, is still in vacation because it's kind of, I don't know if it's cutting off for you guys, but it's cutting off for me. And I was pressing the button and nothing is working. It's freezing. But anyway, I hope it's worked. But we're going to go to you, Michelle, next.
Sounds good, and feel free to co-host me if you're worried about dropping out. But no, you've been just fine. And I think I've been able to hear Linda, so it might just be your local connection.
Yeah.
Okay, I will go next. Threads to draw on from Linda. Wow, Linda, you got I really appreciated that balance piece that you talked about. Not only with the whole life balance and being the entrepreneur, juggling all the balls and retaining your focus on your authentic service, but also the content piece of how you really do, with the psychology as well as the energy piece, as well, that sort of sounds like recognizing the somatic work and being in their body. You're really stitching together body, mind, and soul. So that really resonated with me, especially being a mom of a guy on the autism spectrum with nonverbal and self-injurious sometimes, and those traumas that we go through, sometimes even repeated traumas, can really mess with our nervous systems, they mess with all areas of our life. It messes with our sleep. We did a micro summit on that. It messes with our relationships and interferes and puts pressure on it. Interferes with our finances and our health and all of the different pieces. So that balance piece was really important for me to hear. Yeah. And what I like to do, how I got into doing, it's kind of a little bit counterintuitive. I'm actually a biologist by formal training. I go by the natural entrepreneur because I find that balance out in nature. I find the connection and the groundedness and the energy and the healing. That's where I go to resource and source my my inspiration. And but it's counterintuitive, because who would have thought like a salmon fisheries biologist would turn into a digital marketer helping people craft online offers. So it's a little counterintuitive, but it was actually through my son and supporting his journey that we got there, because I had started when his care needs were so high that he can't bathe and dress himself. He had extreme behaviors through his childhood. He needed support 24, like you couldn't leave him an hour. And just a high intense level of caregiving and burnout that comes with repetitive crises. And so I had started a brick and mortar because I had to actually homeschool him. He couldn't survive the system. The government and insurance is not there to support us in these extreme circumstances. And I developed his homeschool as well as a care team. And so when I shared that with other parents, because I figured if I'm doing it for myself, there's like lots of other folks that need it too. So I had a brick and mortar business where we did respite and homeschool delivery for kids with exceptionally high needs. And so through that, and then COVID hit, and we weren't going to go into people's houses and bring it to them. So we backed off and thought, how can I serve my community? And I was already doing, like you say, wearing all the hats and doing all the digital marketing. And I thought, well, how can I serve during COVID when we're all shut inside? And a lot of families, especially these types of families, slid off the edge in that period, including my own. But we had to shut down the business, the care business. But I began to I used the opportunity to upgrade. And so through COVID, I did, I was serving the community, but online, but I was also learning more about how to do this because like you, I mean, I didn't want to start a respite company. I just kind of like fell into it as a matter of my life course. And then doing that, I didn't intend to become a business person running doing WCB and payroll and and coordination and marketing and all the things to run a business. That was it. But then I had to learn how to do business. So I did the entire suite of Tony Robbins' business stuff, Dean Graziosi's stuff on marketing, all sorts of online offer crafting creation. Became actually during the COVID period an online offer crafting coach. And I did that not because I wasn't going back to the brick and mortar stuff, but because the parents actually, when we looked at the margins on the brick and mortar business, it was great for the parents, great for the kids, great for the workers, but it wasn't breaking even as a business. And I just was not, I had my mama bear on, and I was not gonna see it be easier to order a pizza than it is to get care to your door. And so I wanted care to be supported, and these parents couldn't afford the care they need, and like me, were burning out with the supporting the care. So I thought, no, this is an essential service. We need to make this happen. How can we make this happen? I looked into MLM and stocks and crypto and all the things, and then I was already sort of exploring the marketing stuff. But one day I saw this kid. I remember distinctly, seeing this kid with this Lamborghini and gold teeth. I'm like, there is money in them, the interwebs. There has to be money in there. We need to get that from there to the parents to pay for care. And so the idea of Parent Dashboard and the digital marketing that I do was born in the sense that I do digital marketing as as a bake sale, as a social purpose enterprise to raise money and to direct that to parents who need respite and to help subsidize things. So right now I'm working with clients who need digital marketing services, and I help them craft their online offers, build their low, mid, high ticket offers, and develop the funnels and the web pages and the affiliate programs and all the things, the communities and all the things that they pay pages that they need to support their specific authentic offer. And I like to call those offer ecosystems because I'm a biologist by formal training, and I feel like a business needs to function more like a natural ecosystem. But we can get it after. And so so the development of the social media marketing, digital marketing, and event supports that I do under my Vancouver Island social media services is actually the bake sale for my Parent Dashboard respite homeschool services. So that's sort of me in a nutshell, what I do, what my gifts are, and how I serve. But in terms of just straight up offers, I do, I'll sit with people for an hour for a paid assessment and mapping session to say, okay, how can we maximize your low, mid, high ticket offers and how they relate to each other, how you market them, what tech you need to build them. And then we create a map and a program that you can either walk away with and build yourself, or I have an 8-week program on online offer crafting and a full done for you service that basically is like a business in a box where I listen to you and work with you to design your functional business ecosystem technically, and get you cranked up and going to get your business maximized. So those are my offers and why I do what I do.
Awesome. Thank you, Michelle. I can witness, I can be a witness of Michelle's work because she pulled me out of my own struggles. Because like Linda, you were mentioning the idea that we wear so many hats on the beginning, and I love even Michelle who said, I didn't plan to make a business or have a business. I just wanted to do my thing and help others and share. And then it comes a point when it becomes a business. But as a business, we never been trained that you have to wear many hats. And like, I love what Linda said. It's like, I just want to do my stuff. I don't want to do the rest of the stuff. And for me as a thread, Michelle remind me on when I started, My story is that I grew up in Romania, in a very indoctrinated country, you know, the patriarchal culture, men above woman. And growing up like that, I grew up with a certain mentality that women stay home, clean, cook, do their thing, and keep your mouth shut, don't have a voice, your voice doesn't matter, you keep your opinions to yourself. And then, you know, everything else kind of was shaped in my life towards that. And growing up like this in Romania, I didn't talk much. I thought that that's how life is. That's how women should be. Nothing else. Nothing else is weird. And then I left from Romania when I was about 20. And when I left from Romania, I got a bit shock culture because I went to States. And I was like, oh, people do things differently here. Oh, women have the right to speak and say what they want. Oh, it's all about communication. And I had to have a lot of struggle when it comes to relationships because I didn't understand that communication is everything. We communicate every day, verbally, how we present ourselves in front of the world. As business and entrepreneurs, that's how we bring us. We are the gift to the world, and the struggles, the traumas, the things we've been through, it's our gift, heal from, to give it to the world. And I realized that there's a lot of struggles because most of us, we've never been taught. We've been taught how to walk, we've been taught how to listen, but we're not been taught how to talk, how to communicate, how to create something and bring it to the world in a way that it's specific and unique to us, our voice, but also in a way that we can speak the language of those that we want to speak with. So for me, that was a big lesson and core lesson I had to learn, that I realized through my relationship and healing from a lot of things throughout my childhood to now, I witness and watch people as they spoke to each other, how they talk with each other. And I realized that words can kill a relationship or can enhance a relationship, whatever that is, as a boss with their employees, in a corporate world, home with your children. We all had parents at one point in our life, and we remember the things that they said to us and the things that we didn't like. We remembered all our life, and the things that were good, we don't remember much. So for me, I realized that is everything about how we talk with each other. And communication connect us. The way we communicate is the way we get connected, and the way we get connected is the way what we're gonna create after us. And for me, that was a huge thing that I had to go through my own healings, through my own work, like Linda was mentioning. And then I realized that people around me, I start sharing just as a human need. And as I'm a talker, I love to talk with people. I love people. So I just start sharing what I have learned. And people say, you should do this for business. I'm like, this what? Talking with people? Is this a job? Is this a business? And then I start doing this. I start speaking any place or any ear that want to listen to me of all the things I have learned. And I realized that is helping other people. And one of my big whys is that I think is the most important thing is that we all have a voice. We all have a story to tell. And the way that stories of other people help me, inspire me, motivate me, taught me a lot of things. I think that's how I can be the voice for others. And that's why I became hungry of learning how we can communicate better with the people around us, and also how we can communicate better with ourselves, because everything starts with us. The world outside of us is a mirror of what is inside of us. And that's for me what it's one of my mantras. When I don't like whatever is outside, I stop, I breathe, and I look back into me and see what is inside of me. How do I speak with my partner? How do I speak with my business partner? What I said that triggered them to trigger me back to me. So that means something is inside of me. So the way I do is most of it is through speaking on stages. I do workshops, training on confidence, communication, public speaking, because we all public speak every single day. We all public speak, and we're terrified of public speaking, but we do it every day. And I want to break this myth of we need confidence to speak on a stage, or we need confidence to be on a camera. No, you don't need confidence. Confidence is a result or aftermath of you taking the action every day. And there's little cues, non-verbal and verbal cues that you can do that can change completely the way you show up on a camera, the way you show up on a stage, the way you show up in front of your audience. And that will help you to grow your business and also serve the people that you need to serve by speaking their language. And those are the things that I love to do the most. Coaching one-on-one, groups, workshops, especially in person, because I'm a very experiential. So I love to give experiences to people, not just teaching them. Because you know how it is. You stay in a classroom, it goes in one way, it comes the other way, and in 2 days you forget about it. But if I give people of an experience and they can feel on themselves, that's something that you. But those are the things that I BMS can stop. That would be awesome. There you go. So those are the things that I do the most and I love to do. It's sharing what I have learned and realizing that my biggest why back to this is when we learn to communicate, we learn to connect. We have better and more meaningful connections with the people around us and with ourselves, with the person in the mirror. And when we're able to connect, we're able to create whatever we were meant here to create in this world. So that's a little bit about me. So now we're going to go to Linda. So she's going to wrap up and close this inner circle that we created today.
Oh, you're on mute.
So remind me what I'm doing on this question.
Yeah,
Sorry.
this is just a moment for you since you started, and we got the opportunity to weave in things that you had said and said, oh yeah, I can relate to that, or oh, this is how it connects to what I do. We'd love to hear how you felt the connection today in this circle. So if you wanted to talk about anything that you heard either Adriana or I say that, or anything that came up that you go, oh shoot, I forgot to say that. Go for it.
Yeah, I just really enjoyed hearing both of your stories. Coming from I loved like listening to your story about, coming from salmon biology to digital marketing. That's definitely a leap. But what I particularly loved was what you said about the ecosystem of the business. Because we don't tend to think about the business that way, as it is a living, breathing being. And I just love that philosophy. It just really resonated for me. And Adriana, communication is such a core aspect of every single aspect of our lives. And I loved hearing your perspective about it and how important it is to recognize that what's happening in our outer world is a reflection of our inner world, how important it is to be cognizant of how we're talking to ourselves. That's such a huge part for me. That's such a huge part of one of the work that I do, because we're so often downright brutal in our communication with ourselves. And we don't even realize that it's just this record running in our head all of the time, telling ourselves horrible things. And that is such a key piece. And then, is being able to learn how to speak to ourselves with compassion, to speak to ourselves with kindness and in a supportive, uplifting kind of way, rather than, you're an idiot or whatever it is that we want to say that's mean and nasty to ourselves. It shifts so much in our world and how we feel in our body, but also, as you said, in our outer world. Like as we start to have a deeper connection and a real, kind, compassionate connection with ourselves, we're able to witness that energy moving out into the world. So I loved it. Thank you. Thank you for sharing.
Awesome. Well, we really enjoyed having you, and I'm gonna just follow up on what you said about yeah, it's part of what I really feel about the whole business ecosystem thing is that is we have to design, if we are tuned into our soul's true path, and we are listening to our inner guidance and we are connecting with ourselves and communicating properly, then we have an authentic resonance and vibe that is unique in the broader ecosystem. And in an ecosystem, you need the soil, you need the plant, you need the bug, you need the water, you need all of the pieces to be able to fit together, and not everybody can do everything. And so when you are, you know, if you're the bee, you can't also be the flower to pollinate. And so you need to remain as much of a bee as you can, like, and you need to remain as authentic to your natural self, and you need to deliver it in a way that resonates in your life and fits around your life. So I couldn't sit in a 9-to-5 cubicle anymore and manage my life and provide for my kids. I needed to have a genuine, some business, but I didn't want to do business. I didn't want to do business. I wanted to do something that I love to do, and then have the supports to do that. So yeah, that offer ecosystem for me is about building those pieces where you get to be the bee, and the tech and the other people can support you in delivering your authentic self and your gift that will transform and pollinate and grow everything that will bring such abundance into the world. So thank you for highlighting that. And Adriana, yeah, just this woman I can't say enough about. And she is like so good about especially helping people who are on the brink of a decision. I've noticed, and I will, full disclosure, I've had the benefit of her services, and she's like a brain mechanic. She just it's like Plinko. She goes bloop bloop bloop, and suddenly you're 3 years old again. And she makes you feel confident. You're like, oh yeah, I know what I'm doing. I'm not an imposter. And it isn't done through sort of like the Charlie Brown wah 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 wah. It's the full body experience of oh, I can do this. And she really does a really great job, especially with people who are on the edge of, for example, like a corporate, sick of the corporate life, wanting to jump out and do something authentic and natural and online, or even as a side gig, just getting that transition made from an employee mindset to I'm brave enough, I'm smart enough, I can do this, and being able to speak what it is their truth is. So I wanted to say thank you to her for that too. So okay, so round 3, ding ding ding. We've got what we do in this round is we do just a quick round of, like, Linda, I'm going to start with Adriana just to give you a minute to think about it, but if you could pick a word that you think described the session today, that would be great. And Adriana, I'm going to ask you what your word for today is.
For me, because you both inspire me, it's ecosystem. Because we are part of an ecosystem. We all participate. We have our own a job, our own service in this world, and we're part of a system that we all need each other. And that's how we see all of us in our body, mind, and soul. Is nobody can, even if you say we have 2-3 people doing similar stuff, is not the same, because every single person comes from a different perspective, and nobody can be who you are. Nobody can be you have your gifts and give the gift to you have in the world. So that will be the word for me, ecosystem.
Cool. How about you, Linda?
Torn between two. But grounding, actually, I think is the winner. Just listening to your stories and what you do and how you evolved into your current expression of your business, your offerings, and who you are. It just felt very, very grounding to me. So inspirational was my other word, but grounding seems to be the one. It just felt solid, centering, grounding.
Awesome. That's what we love. And I'm going to say natural, because that's how it felt to me. Yeah, very natural. It was such a great honor to have you here. I'm going to tell you a little bit too about how we follow up with this. So now that you've been, Linda, on Connection Circle, and for those of you watching, we would love to hear how you felt. Give us the word for today's session if you watched it. But also let you know that if you've been on Connection Circle before, like Linda's joined us today, that you are welcome to come again. B, to have a follow-up one-to-one deep dive interview. So Linda would love to do a 15-minute, one-to-one, a little bit more deep to highlight you just solo. I mean, it was a bit of a solo session today, but that is, we covered everybody. So that gives you a little bit also of a recording that you can take and use in your own digital assets. And then we also have upcoming, I think we moved it to our next summit is going to be on grief, micro summit. Our first one was on sleep. Our second one is going to be on grief. And I think we moved it to June 10th. We're going to have to put... I shouldn't open that can of worms. We'll post it. But we're now that Adriana's back and Lorna's going to be back from her course, we're going to bring some amazing speakers lined up to talk with you about all different aspects of grief. We've got everything for, all sorts of different aspects. So I'm not going to get into it and won't wreck the surprise. But we have this will be also published out there, and hopefully for the wellness providers that are already in the community, help attract some people who are needing support for your services. So when we do here the one-to-one interview, the connection circle, the one-to-one interviews, the micro summits, and then we also have a providers circle that provides our wellness providers who are actually, frankly, Linda actually summarized a lot of the things that we support folks with there. It's a subscription that we do various different types of trainings and promotions and supports. I'll drop the link for that in the comments. You can take a look at that. But those are our main things going on here in Body, Mind, and Soul. But it's just been such a pleasure, Linda, to have you today. Thank you so much for your time on a Sunday. And I don't know if it's a long weekend in Pennsylvania, but it is here in Canada. It's May long weekend. So I hope if not, you get an extra long weekend somewhere soon. And that everybody enjoys their happy Victoria Day weekend up here in Canada. Adriana, is there anything I missed?
No, we are awesome. It was more of an intimate time just with Linda, so we appreciate you and your time coming here, because we know that sometimes Sundays are just for families and you take your time to be here with us, so we appreciate that. We never take it lightly, the fact that people take their time to come here to be with us. So well, thank you so much. All the people are watching, please connect with Linda, connect with us, give us the word of the day for what when you watch this on replay. Connect with each one of us, let us know where you're tuning from. If you have any questions, you know where to find us, and we're looking forward to see Linda interview as well too. Until then, we'll see you again in 2 weeks. You want to join us again, or you are new to this, come and join us again if you participate before. And for those that been on the connection circle, remember that get in contact with Michelle or one of us, Michelle, Lona, or myself, so then you get to get your interview as well too. And invite your friends, other people that would like to join our connection circle. We'll love to have them here. Until then, kisses to everyone, hugs, enjoy your beautiful day, and we'll see you next time. Bye-bye, everyone. Thank you, Linda.
Thank
Thank you,
you.
Michelle.